Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. For those that are new here, my name is Simon and I'm an ethical hacker. And behind the camera lens is the great cameraman Clint. Cameraman Clint, say hello to the people.
Hi guys.
Awesome stuff. Guys, in today's video, we have a continuation from our last video where we did reconnaissance and enumeration on our WordPress website. And in this video, we were able to gain remote code execution. So the reason why we were able to gain the remote code execution was through a vulnerable user reusing the same password on the FTP server. So this is a lesson to everybody. Don't reuse the same password on different services. And with that, let's get into a quick disclaimer. Guys, this video is strictly for educational purposes only. Please only hack websites that you have explicit permission to do so. Wordfence alerted Clint and I that there was some suspicious activity going on our website since the last video that we published went live.
From around about 60 devices just from the UK.
Guys, I know you guys are hungry to hack. So Clint and I are going to think about bringing out a video series where we create a vulnerable web application for you guys to go hack and practice on. But until then, please, just chill. Alright, we begin the attack by enumerating users. We then discovered a vulnerable user account, which we started a brute force attack against using a password list. However, we ran into some problems with Wordfence, even though we were using random user agents to try and bypass the WAF. To overcome this, we used the throttle command on WP scan to slow down our attack rate. We eventually got a successful hit on the password. After manually verifying the credentials, we were able to log into the WordPress dashboard, where we found out that the user was an administrator. Our first attempt at trying to get remote code execution was to edit the theme settings PHP code to try and upload our web shell. Unfortunately, Wordfence blocked us, as well as when we tried to upload a malicious plugin. So we had to switch tactics. We thought that the user might reuse the same password across different services. So we opened up the old mmap scan from the previous video and decided to target the FTP server. And we got a hit. We successfully logged in to the FTP server, which confirmed that the user was using a password that he reused from the WordPress site. We first began by uploading a malicious PHP file to the FTP server, and we tried to execute commands in plain text, but Wordfence blocked us. So we had to think outside the box. We decided to use a base64 decode function in our PHP file, which allowed us to execute plain text commands in base64, and then it would be decoded onto the system. This allowed us to bypass the WAF and gain remote code execution on the WordPress server.
Alright guys, so the vulnerable user has been created. Let us try and access the site with a curl https enumerate.co.uk to see if we can access the site. And we sure can. So now we can run sudo wp scan url https media.co.uk with the enumerate flag as u, so for users, and we can use random user agent to try and bypass the WAF, so to run it from multiple user agents. And press enter. We don't want to update the database, and we can now run the WPS scan. So let us see what comes back from that. As you can see, it finds the robots.txt, XML, RPC seems to be enabled, and fingerprinting the version, all that good stuff. So I'm just going to let the scan run, and I will come back when it is done. Alright, awesome guys, so the scan has finished. And as you can see, they found two users. They found the user Simon, as we saw in the last one, and now they found the user Clint. So the way that they found this is by RSS generator, so passive detection, and then it was confirmed by the aggressive detection. And what that basically is when you curl https eemedia.co.uk/feed, then you grep for Clint, because we saw that in the WPS scan, it can reveal usernames. So we've inspected the source code for author names, which might be usernames. And why is that not coming up? Oh, I forgot this / here. Yeah, so there you can see that DC creator CData Clint. So it confirms the finding that Clint is a user on the WordPress site. So now let us get into brute forcing this. Okay, so to start brute forcing, we will run sudo wp scan tag URL https eemedia.co.uk with the username Clint, and then passwords. We want to put a password file. So to do that, we just need to specify a path to there. So I'm just going to use seclists passwords and then 10 million passwords, and I'm going to use the longest one there. And don't forget the random user agent to not get blocked by the WAF. So let's run that, and hopefully we get a hit. Okay, so I didn't read the help before, and I put in the wrong command. So it needs usernames, not username. There we go. WP scan is running, and let's see what we get. So guys, as you can see here, we are getting an error. No response from remote server WAF /IPS SSL connect error. So the errors we are seeing indicate that the Web Application Firewall, or WAF, or the intrusion prevention system, the IPS, might be blocking our WP requests. So this is common with websites that are protected by Wordfence. And these security mechanisms are designed to detect and block automated tools like WP Scan. So we're already using the random user agent, which is a good option because it can bypass basic security rules that block specific user agents. But more advanced WAFs might still detect our activity. So we can try by slowing down the attack to avoid triggering the rate limiting or detection mechanisms by using the throttle command. So let me show you that. So we can clear the screen, and to do that we can use sudo wp scan URL https eemedia.co.uk, usernames Clint, passwords, user share word lists, seclists, passwords, and then I'm going to use a smaller one now because I just wanted to demonstrate to you guys the Wordfence blocking us. So now that we've got that out of the way, let us do random user agent, and then we're going to throttle it with 5 seconds. So it's going to be a 5-second delay between each request, and this might help us not get blocked by the WAF. Let's try that. And with the power of editing, I'm going to speed this up as well because it's going to go through the whole WP scan process of finding plugins, blah, 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 which is not what we would need to see anymore. All right, guys. So this brute force has finished now. And as you can see, we're getting an issue again with 403s. So the issue we're encountering is where WP scan reports that no valid passwords are found, even though this one looks very intriguing. So the reason why it's reporting that no valid passwords are found is, despite knowing the correct password, it is likely due to the target server security measures. So the Web Application Firewall blocking or interfering with the requests. So the consistent forward 3 errors and SSL issues indicate that the server is actively preventing the brute force. And the way we can check now if this password is correct is by doing it manually. So we can go to the browser and obviously navigate to WP admin, and we get redirected to the WP login page, where we can then tap Clint and specify the camera man as the password. Let's check if that works. Yeah. And then we can log in, and we have successfully logged in, guys. So the password was correct, even though WP scan said it wasn't. So now let's get to finding some RCE. So upon logging in to Clint's account, we can see that he looks like he has administrative access because he is allowed to go to the themes settings, and he's allowed access to the themes and all of that sort of stuff. So this is probably going to be our in terms of getting remote code execution. And the way I always do it is I will try and go customize a theme. So not there. But what I want to do is I want to try and get at the theme settings so that I can edit the raw PHP code. So let's try and do that by clicking on themes.php, themes details maybe. Oh, theme settings. Disable meta tag, blah, 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 blah. Alright guys, so I've been looking around the site and I cannot get to the theme editor page because I think it has been disabled by the Wordfence plugin, but no problem. We have a workaround for that. We are going to install a malicious plugin. So this nice GitHub repo over here, WordPress web shell plugin, has a nice plugin for remote code execution. So obviously you can just follow the usage. All you have to do is upload the web shell and activate it, and then you can start executing commands. So let's download this. Cool. I already have it downloaded, but anyway, that's how you download it. And then you need to go into the file. So as you can see here, you need to go, sorry guys, you need to go into the file folder. So I'm inside the WordPress web shell plugin master, and then you just click here, and this folder, you need to zip it because that's what we're going to send to the plugin. Okay, so cool. Now go back to plugins and click on add new plugin, and then you want to click on upload plugin, and if you have a zip one, click choose, and then it's WP web shell. Click install now. Okay, so it already exists, blah, 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 blah. So go to install plugins. And we're going to search for it. So where is it? Huh. Okay, so we already have it apparently. So let us go and check what we need to do. So it's activated. We need to execute commands by sending a GET or POST request. So let us copy this and go to our lovely command line and paste that in there. So we want to obviously change this to emedia.co.uk and let's put a HTTPS as well. And we get not acceptable. Alright guys, so to install the plugin, we need to click add new plugin. Then we need to click on upload plugin, choose file and WP web shell, install now, activate the plugin. Plugin file does not exist. Okay guys, so the plugin way of trying to get RCE obviously doesn't seem to be working. So I'm going to deactivate that and delete it, and then think about a different vector of approach. So let's go to a terminal. Remember, so we're going to do an NS lookup first to get the IP address of the website. So there it is. So remember when we did 171.134, the enumeration stage of the hack, we found that there was a lot of services running on the server. There was FTP for starters. So I'm thinking now, cameraman Clint seems like a pretty chilled guy. So I don't really think he would care much about password security. So I think he might reuse his password. So let us try and log into the FTP service using his credentials that we found. And a quick note about FTP service in the real world is that you wouldn't log in with just the username Clint for FTP. They are 99% set up to only accept usernames as this. So this format, so it'll be clint@eemedia.co.uk. So I'm going to use that as the username as well and his password to see if we are able to log into the FTP service using that. So to do that, we would use the old command because I'm too lazy to type in the IP address and hit FTP. So FTP will connect us to that IP address. And now it asks you for a name. So the name that I will use is clint@eemedia.co.uk. So that's my username that I'm going to use. And we'll see. So it says OK. That doesn't mean that it's actually a correct username. It will say OK for anything. I'll actually demonstrate that to you. So let me just press enter instead of putting in his password. So authentication failed. Let me exit that. So FTP again. If I just put in Clint, you see, it's a way to stop username enumeration. So you might think Clint, the username is correct, but it's not. So I'm going to press exit there and then re-log in. We'll try to log in with his actual credentials. So let's try that again. FTP to the IP address, clint@eemedia.co.uk. Cool. And then I'm just going to copy his password, cameraman, there and see if that works. Holding thumbs. Authentication failed. So let me see if I actually typed that in correctly. Okay guys, so I entered the password in incorrectly and then we were blocked again because they obviously have monitoring on the FTP accounts as well. So I'm back now, and I'm going to try and add the password incorrectly. So 156.38.171.134 FTP clint@eemedia.co.uk, and then I'm going to copy and paste the password so that I don't mess it up. Okay, cool. So we logged into the FTP server. So Clint was using the same password on the FTP server as well, which is bad practice. Okay, cool. So what are we going to do now is we're going to press ls to look for the directories, and we're going to navigate to public HTML, because that is where the WordPress files will be, because obviously public HTML, think about it, websites, hypertext markdown language, it's going to be the place. So ls again, list services, and you can see there all of the WP files, the WordPress files, but I am more interested in WP content, so I'm going to navigate over there. Nope. Navigate. Can I not spell? Oh, sorry. WP content is a directory. So into WP content we go. Let's go to themes, because that is where we're going to upload our shell. And we know that they are using Hello Elementor as the theme, as we saw when we were trying to get into the theme settings there. So let's go into that one. In the directory we go, list out all the files. So these are all the files that they have for Hello Elementor. So now in a different window, I'm going to show you guys the shell.php file that I made, which is just a simple CMD file, CMD variable. So when I upload this, we'll be able to navigate to the URL where the PHP file is, so shell.php, and we'll be able to execute the CMD parameter and start requesting command line commands. Sorry guys, had a blank there. So yeah, so that's the file. That's what it looks like. So I want to upload that file to this directory. So to do that, because I'm in the same directory as that PHP file, so to do that, all I'll do is put shell.php. As you see, it uploads correctly, and I can press ls and it's chilling there. So now if we go back to the WordPress site and we navigate to WP content themes Hello Elementor, and we go to shell.php and we put cmd equals who am I, we should get a command back, but we don't, because what is going on here is they obviously have some sort of EDR or firewall or antivirus blocking malicious files being uploaded on the FTP servers. So we need to try and obfuscate that. So let's try and do that. All right, guys, let's get on the way with trying to upload a new file. So first and foremost, check out. So you see it removed the shell.php code there. So we know that something is checking the files or checking the commands that we are running on the files. So maybe they saw who am I and it was a flag and they deleted the file. So let's try something different and upload a file that doesn't say shell or anything. So something normal. So something like normal.php. And let's talk about what this file is doing. So as you can see, the first line is the if statement. So this line checks if a CMD parameter is passed in the URL, and if the parameter exists, the code inside the if block is executed. So then if the parameter exists, all of this code is executed. And then the CMD parameter is base64 decode and then get CMD. So this line decodes the value of the CMD parameter from base64 to its original string format. So the reason this is done is to obfuscate the command in the URL, so potentially bypassing some security filters. Cool. And then obviously this system CMD is the standard way, so to get commands executing on the system. So the system function in PHP is used to execute the decoded command on the server shell outputs the result directly. Sorry. And then echo pre is the pre-HTML tag is used to preserve the formatting of the command output, so it makes it easier to read. So yeah, I hope you understand what that command is doing, that shell is doing. And then let us upload that. So put normal.php. Cool. So let's list out that. And it's there. So now let's go and try and check it out. So remember, guys, we have to specify base64 commands to the parameter because it won't understand it, because it has to decode base64 to the normal plain text command. So a base64 command of who am I would be d2hv capital Y capital W 1p. Let's see if that works. And it does. So that seems to be the user account on the FTP server. Let's write out something else like ls tac la. So bh b capital H capital M g l w capital W x h. Cool. And there we go. We can list out the files that are in that directory. So we have remote code execution. How cool is that on a live WordPress site? Because of password reuse. So don't reuse your passwords.
Guys, what a journey. We were able to gain remote code execution on a live WordPress website. If that's awesome to you as much as it is to me, then a like in the video would be greatly appreciated. If you found the content valuable today, a subscribe to the channel will help us grow. And if you haven't joined the Discord already, then you can click the link in the description below. And with that, happy hacking, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
All units, occupancy attempted, be on foot. Pursuit on foot, pursuit on foot.